Welcome back. The show is called Brand Equity, and I'm Sonali Krishna. Now, the guest next on the show is a man who needs no introduction. He's a product of IIT Kharagpur and IIM Ahmedabad and has worked with Citibank, Ogilvy, Z, Publicis, and McCann. Let me welcome my guest, Partha Sinha, President Response at BCCL, and he spent a lifetime in the world of brands, media, and advertising, and has been elected as the president of the Ad Club of India recently. Well, many congratulations, Partha, on the appointment. I couldn't be happier.
Thank you very much, Sonali. Thank you. It's, well-wishers and friends who matter. Nobody else does.
Partha, I have to ask you, since you and I go back, so many years, and you're a man who likes to give pointed, precise answers. I thought I must also work on my pointed questioning. As the president of the Ad Club, recently elected, how does it feel that, the old geriatric club is now finally breathing some fresh blood into it?
Okay, let me correct one perception. I may not look that, but I'm fairly old. Okay, so once that is out of the window, let's talk about actually I don't want to use any term which is kind of pejorative or anything of that sort, because in this club a lot of people have been able to do very interesting things, starting from PG and everybody. I think Ad Club was kind of instrumental in getting the whole business of FE into India, and the popularization of FE. It is fully Ad Club's doing. I don't think India knew what FE was and how how important FE is in the global scheme of marketing. So similarly, creating the Media Excellence Award, MVs, creating the Goa Fest. I think a lot of interesting things have happened through the Ad Club. I must also admit that advertising itself, and advertising, when I say advertising, I mean advertising, media, marketing, was going through a bit of crisis, and the pandemic kind of accentuated the crisis. So yes, we are at a place where Ad Club can do quite a few meaningful things, but we must not forget that the Ad Club has brought in quite a few firsts to this country, like nobody else did. There are lots of organizations, I'm sorry to say, none of them have got any of these biggies into this country.
What's your vision, Partha, as Ad Club president? You've served, as vice president, so you have a broad idea of the opportunities and the challenges that lay before you. But what is it in your legacy of being Ad Club president you'd like to leave behind?
Okay. When we were forming the committee, I had individually spoken to everybody and asking them only one question, that when you are coming onto the committee, I'm very clear about the fact that you want to give back something. See, if I am spending this kind of time for a completely honorary post, I don't want to do it for PR value. People know me. I don't need PR. So if I want to do it, I want to do it to meaningfully give back, because I think this profession has helped me become whatever I am. I'm not saying that I'm like massive or something, but at least whatever I've become, this profession has given me. So it is my duty to try and see that I can give back meaningfully. So whether it's in terms of making people better equipped, whether it's in terms of celebrating great work and excellence, whether it's in terms of getting great people to interact with younger minds, or whether it's creating a lot of fun atmosphere, my job, or everybody who's there in the Ad Club committee, their job is to try and give back meaningfully. And that is, if you ask me, that's the primary objective. In terms of what we want to have as a center theme, or what should the activity center around, it's just one word, which is excellence. I think this profession has become good whenever we have celebrated excellence. You just name a person who is famous in this profession, and you can easily identify one trait of excellence with that person. And that's all there is in this profession. And I think as a team, we want to center all our activities around excellence, whether it's celebrating excellence, teaching excellence, or discussing excellence.
Sure. Partha, you're a brand man. You have worked with, you know, innumerable brands, during your career and counting. You would be the best person to tell me what you feel as the advertising industry suffers of today, whether it be in terms of perception or it be in terms of an industry, in terms of the how it's faring.
Okay, I would broaden it a little more and say not just advertising, but media
Yeah,
industry
sure.
as a whole. It was always an industry where people came in their own volition. It was never a default profession. Like many times, like you become a chartered accountant because your dad is a chartered accountant. Like I'm sorry, but advertising was never one such profession. People came in their own volition, right? Because people got attracted to this whole thing. There was something in this profession which was very attractive. What I find today, which I find as the biggest problem, business model and everything can be solved. But what I find as the biggest problem is that it has stopped becoming attractive to younger people. They're not coming with a lot of twinkle in their eyes saying that I want to do something interesting. And to do that, i I somehow feel that the way we have done business over the last 10 years, in which you know we have possibly taken people for granted a little bit. The kind of slave driving culture which is there in many places. This profession, people worked overnight, but it was never slave driving. It was always, those overnighters used to be a hoot. Like all of us used to look forward to those overnighters, versus people are saying, oh no, one more night. And like, so I think somewhere, if we get the focus back on people, and if we get the focus back on how interesting we are making it for people, I think we would be able to come back a little. But let me tell you something, as theoretically sounds very easy, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult because young people have changed, right? Young people, I
Yeah,
mean, we all tend to think that the current youth will behave like the way I have behaved when I was young. I mean, there can't be anything more wrong than that. you know I mean, when I was young, I had actually told my boss once that, why do you assume that I want to be like you when I grow up? He was giving me gyan from his own life. I said, excuse me, why do you think that I want to become like you when I grow up? And he didn't have any answer. I mean, I'm acutely aware of the fact that all these kids who are there in this industry, or all the young people who are there in this and allied industries, they have their own lives, they have their own priorities. They don't want to behave and believe like us. So I think one of the key difference I want to bring in is to treat them and engage with them at their terms,
hmm,
and not in our terms. That is the biggest mistake you can ever make. I'm saying, like, Buddha logo ka terms alag hai. When we were young, opportunities were less. When we were young, we were very worried that, like, I have to go through. And people don't care that much nowadays.
fair enough. And appreciate your candid response. Uh, two questions before I let you go. One is that what are some things that we can look forward to as from the AT with you at the helm?
A lot of fun. It's going to be a hoot. I can guarantee you that. Like, I think a lot of times these industry bodies start taking themselves way too seriously. I think we'll do serious work, but we will not take ourselves seriously. That is one promise. So like, people have this very officious demeanor and all. I want to get rid of that. We want to engage with everybody and anybody who wants to engage with us, but the work we'll do will be serious. We'll do our education work with MICAs, the IIMs. We'll do good work. We have already spoken to some great organizations like uh, Google, Facebook, Bennett and Coleman, like some great organizations we have already spoken to in terms of how they can help this industry. No, so we are already in active conversation with some of the very big names, very big international names, to hold, like knowledge seminars like WARC and everybody. They're more than keen to do it with us.
Sure.
So all those will happen. These are serious work, and we'll have great content, but we will not take ourselves seriously and have a kind of constipated outlook to the world. We are going to have a lot of fun.
Thank you for your time, Partha. Lots of interesting, views from you. I'm looking forward to all the fun that you're promising under your tenure, and hoping that ACT Club under you and your team will be a much younger, fresher, and a more relevant body than we've seen in the past. Thank you so much for your time.